My name is Angie Dunn. I am a financial educator, but I'm also a broker in all 50 states. So it does not matter what state you're from. Of course, I can give you information on anything that you require. More than that, I am a self-made millionaire. I'm going to tell you a very brief story about myself because I like to give everybody the knowledge that every one of you can do exactly how I have done. Okay? Now, you will find me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I even have my own podcast. I do have offices in just about every state, and I have agents that also work for me in just about every state, and we're steady growing. The reason why I tell you this is because this is a picture of where I lived when I was 6 years old. Okay? So I've come a long way from that little girl that was a Gen X. I was a latchkey kid. By the time I was 6 years old, I was washing the clothes, I was cutting the grass, and I was putting myself on the bus. We were feral, okay? We were not parented, but our parents were also not taught a lot about how to budget. They were not taught how to plan, how to save, okay? So of course, throughout my life, I wanted more than this. You know, I didn't realize I was poor until I was in probably middle school. You know, I looked at my clothes and I looked at everybody else's, and everything that I had was a knockoff of what you were wearing. And of course, I never even thought about it. Okay, it was never a thought. I had food and I had clothes and I was happy, but you realize that you're a little different. So of course, you want to know, what can I do to be better? Now, as we go along with this, is anybody in this room? Do you remember when MapQuest first came out? Yeah. Okay. We had MapQuest, thank goodness, because prior to MapQuest, we literally drove around not knowing where we're going to go.
That was fun.
No, it was great. I mean, I might have watched the road signs, or I might have had a squirrel moment, and I was, on a side road, no idea where I was going. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get back to where I belong. Then I had this map, of course, me, I'm like, I can't see that thing driving down the road. So what do? You get out, you pull over, you get it on the hood of the car, and you're like, I'm right here, but I need to be there. So what road do I need to follow? And this is little tiny print. So thank goodness they come up with MapQuest, right? MapQuest allowed us to put in a start point and an ending destination. Thank goodness. So what am I going to do? I'm going to give you a plan, a roadmap to become financially free. And I promise this is as simple as you possibly can make it in layman terms. Like, it does not matter if you just started your first job, if you've been here 20 years, or you're getting ready to retire. All of this is going to apply to everyone in this room. Now, can we all agree that what you don't know could cost you?
Yes.
So I'm going to give you an example. Most people don't need to know what they don't need to know until they need to know it, but by the time they need to know it, it's too late, right? It happens to all of us in every aspect of our life. My father served in the military, okay? He did what every American did, right? In the 50s, he served in the military. Fantastic, right? Great. He didn't make a career out of it. He'd come home after, 6 years, and he did what any old country boy would do that lived in the South. He went to work for a sawmill, driving heavy equipment. Right? Decent job. I mean, it didn't pay the most, but what he had, he worked with. Problem is he got sick very early on in life and realized that he didn't have enough in savings. And then when he passed away, he had no life insurance. Wake up call for a young lady like myself that just become legal, right? I go to the funeral home and they say, hey, does your father have life insurance? No. Okay, we're going to need a check. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? Well, we don't do layaway. We don't do payment plans. We have to have the coverage for the cost of this service. What did I do? I'm the oldest female of 6. I couldn't make my siblings that are younger than me try to cough up the money. I go to the bank and I borrow the money to lay my father to rest. And I knew right then I was going to be the one person that broke the generational curse in my family. I was going to be the one person that made a change, so I left every generation behind me a little bit better than I was left, because it was never going to happen again. So when I say you don't understand the information you need to know, and you need to know it, but most time it has cost you. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this is 5 things, and I do a lot of interaction here. These are 5 questions, and everybody in this room, is there any one single person in this room that is confident about what your retirement's going to look like? If you know for a fact that you got plenty of money and you're going to be good, raise your hand. You do? Okay. I was going to ask you. I'm going to celebrate with you.
You're precious.
Is there anybody in this room right now? Do you participate with your 401k plan with your company? You do. Okay. Can I ask you, what's your name, sweetie? Sherelle. Do you know how much money you're going to need when you retire?
From what it says, yes, but I don't believe that.
Okay.
I know where the world is going.
Exactly. Can you guarantee that dollar amount's going to be in that retirement account?
No.
I think it depends too.
No.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be.
Because if you go to another country that is cheaper,
Well, now you talking about moving out the country. You taking me on you taking me on one of them squirrel moments that I might have.
yeah, some places where $1,000 you're rich, man.
That's right. I agree with that. I will agree with that.
Not questionable.
I could double it if I go to the country.
Exactly. So how about taxes? Can we control how much taxes are going to take?
No.
Absolutely not. Which takes me to the next one. And most people are not concerned with this because you're taught not to, but does anybody pay attention to the stock market? Sometimes. Does it bother you? Like, do you ever look at your statement and you're like, oh God, I lost $2,000 this week?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. So of course we've got that factor. Could a sudden illness, injury, or accident wipe out your savings account? Absolutely. Do you think taxes are going to be higher or lower when you retire?
Higher.
Absolutely. We're almost broke. I'm sorry. Our country's almost broke. All right, does anybody in this room, show of hands, and I'm going to hold my hand up for this one, does anybody in this room know somebody that is living solely on a Social Security check?
Yes.
My mother, bless her heart, love her with everything I have in my soul. My mother could not afford to live had I not been successful. She gets about $1,300 a month. She can't afford to pay for anything, okay? She would be pinching pennies and probably working 2 side jobs, but I will never let that happen to my mama. If I have to work 90 hours a week, I'll make sure that my mother is taken care of. But I will not have that same life for my children. My children will never have to worry about that. Okay, this is so important to me. Do y'all realize that only 2% of Americans are financially free? Only 2%. 2%. 75% of Americans are just like my mother. They're relying on friends, family, neighbors, GoFundMes to help them. Unfortunately, 23% of Americans will work until you take your last breath. Do you want to be that person?
No.
Absolutely not. Now, I'm not upset. You don't wake up this morning and plan to fail. You just fail to plan. And what I have learned, I didn't throw my stuff on social media until the pandemic, okay? During the pandemic, my business account said, you're not coming in here. We're not having any, we don't want guests. We're scared, okay? My individual accounts, they didn't want to come in my office, and they definitely didn't want to invite me in your home. They're like, we are not getting sick. You're not coming in here. What can we do about the telephone? Well, then I realized that I had 15 extra minutes in the day, because literally that's probably all I got. And I said, I'm going to put this on social media. And I realized that 98% of Americans were starving for the education because they didn't know how to get from point A to point B. And they darn sure won't go into the office of the slick ricks where they look down their nose at you, make you feel intimidated because you come in the office and ask questions, and they don't want to work with you because you don't have $10,000 to start. They're the ones I want nothing to do with. My company is not like that. I don't care if you've got 10 cents or 10 million, you get the exact same respect. Now, I'm going to give you some accounts that everybody in this room can take this and roadmap it when you leave here today. Every one of you can take this exact knowledge and you can start becoming financially free. The only thing you need for freedom is consistency and time. I tell people all the time, you can go low and slow as long as you stay steady. But you got to stay steady and you got to stay consistent. So we're going to talk about what's the first account you should have. Is anybody using a savings account at their bank? Stop. Don't do it no more. I'm going to tell you why. The bank is paying you 0.5% for your money. They are saying, hey, come, That's what we were taught, right? You save all your money in the bank. Put all your money in the bank. The only money that you should have in the bank is the money that is paying your bills, okay? Your mortgage, your rent, your light bill, your phone bill, your car insurance. That's the money that goes into that checking account. I don't want you to have a savings account at the bank because they're only giving you 0.5%. Instead, I want you to open a high yield savings account. It's just a savings account. Don't stress out, okay? But instead of it paying you 0.5%, it's going to pay you 3.5 or higher. So now you're storing your money in this bank, and you can put it in there today and take it back out tomorrow. It don't matter. But any money that's in there is actually growing some interest. Now I just want to put this out there. I don't have a brand collaboration. I don't have a contract with them. They're not giving me anything for saying this. I personally store my money with Capital One. I realize that you think it's a credit card company. They are, but they're also a bank. Last year they were paying me 4.3% on my money. Right now they're paying 3.6%. Okay? So my money is now making me money. It's attached to my local checking account. So when I want to pull money back out of it, it just transfers within 72 hours back to my checking account. But look at this. If I would have had $5,000 in that high yield savings account, at the end of the year, I would have made an extra $190. Now there's some high yield savings accounts that are paying a lot higher. You've got some that's paying as much as 7%. Just remember this: the bold line giveth, the fine line taketh away. If they're paying you 7%, it's because they have a fee in there somewhere. Capital One has no fees, no charges. You can open it up with 1 penny. You can open it up with 10,000. Neither one of you will have any fees. You're not restricted. Some of them will say you can only pull out 5 times a month. Some of them will say you got to have a $5,000 balance. Capital One is one of the few, and I don't care which one you use. Just go find one. But if it was paying you 5%, you would have made an extra $250 on your money, and all you did was stuck it with them. Okay? This is one account all of you should have, and what do I want you to put in this account? I want you to slowly start working to have 3 to 6 months of your entire expenses. What does it cost to run your house every month? Guesstimate.
A lot. Let me see. At least close to $4,000 or $5,000.
$4,000 or $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you actively start working to have at least $4,000 to $5,000 a month, 3 times, 6 times. It's not going to happen overnight. I want you to put $5 in it, $10 in it, $20 in it. I want you to treat it, okay, as if I got to pay myself. When you hear anybody say you got to pay yourself first, you better pay yourself first, okay? Because nobody is going to come and save you in 10 years. Nobody's going to come save you in 30 years. That emergency savings account, for a lack of better words, is your oh shit account. Okay? Something happens, you know you've got that money that you can rely on, and it's been making you some money. So everybody in this room can do that. Just slowly start adding. I don't care if it isn't but $1. Put it in there. All right, 401k. If you watch my videos, everybody's going to think that I hate the 401k. I don't hate the 401k. I hate taxes. Okay? That's it. I don't hate the 401k. I just hate taxes. But if your company is offering you a 401k plan, right? They're offering you a 401k plan. Can I give you that $20 for me? Okay. So your company says, and what's your name? What's your name? Julio. Julio, okay. So your company says, I'll give you $20
Okay.
if you put in your $20.
That's what they say.
And we're going to invest that money.
We know.
Okay? You and Uncle Sam. Okay, all right, so you hold that. Now you got $40 instead of $20 going to work for you.
Yeah.
So if anybody is wondering, do I participate in my 401k plan? Absolutely. Okay? Only up to the match. I don't want you to say, I'll do this, but I'll give you 20, but I'm going to put in 40. Don't do that.
Shit, I'm trying to mine right now.
Because I can tell you where you can put that other $20 that you won't have to pay taxes on. See, the problem with the 401k plan, I love it because you're getting free money. But your employer, as much as they love you and they love me, they brought me in here, right? As much as they love all of us, they're doing it because they need the tax deduction today, this year. But your 401k is deferred, meaning Uncle Sam said, hey, I want you to work 40 years. We're not going to charge you any taxes on that money, but when you retire in 40 years, we already know the tax rate is going to be more we know the tax rate is gonna increase, we'll want our tax money there. So then you retire, right, and they're like, hey buddy, me and you've been partners, I didn't go to work with you, but I want my cut, okay?
Oh, that's not fair.
That's exactly what happens, your money is deferred. So to show you an example, now remember, all of you need to contribute to your company 401k plan, don't miss what I said, because it's free money. But if you did hypothetically end up with $1 million in your retirement account, you don't get to take $1 million home. You get to take home about $600,000, and that's based on today's tax rate roughly. Okay, everybody's in a different tax bracket, so I can't put it to the penny. But let me explain to you. They say you can only have 4% safe withdrawal of your 401k per year. Okay, so $1 million leaves you $40,000 a year. Spit on you. 40,000 at the end of the year. Now you got to pay. You need a shield. I told y'all got to watch this first row. 40,000 at the end of that year is what you're going to get. But then, if you're in a state that has state and federal taxes, so like Florida and Tennessee, they don't pay any state taxes. You just have to pay federal. But if you're not in one of those states, you got to pay federal and state taxes. So now, what do you ended up with? $34,000. That breaks down to about $2,800 per month. Do you feel like a millionaire?
No.
I don't. I definitely don't.
What about Delaware?
Delaware?
They don't pay taxes?
Yes.
You've got.
I live
I said,
there.
I'm in Massachusetts.
You're in Massachusetts. Some states you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay sales tax. Okay, you're a non-sales tax state. All right, now this is based on what your tax rate is at the time. We've already said taxes are going to increase. Okay, so this is why I don't want you to overfund that 401k plan, because all you're doing is creating more tax. So what I want you to do. Anybody in this room have a Roth IRA? I should see everybody's hand up. There should be no reason why everybody doesn't have their hand up. You want to know why? It is the only retirement account, true retirement account, that allows you to grow your money tax-free. Now the IRS, boy, we just love them, don't we? They will not allow us to have anything good, a lot of it. So the Roth IRA is fabulous, but it's got restrictions. It's going to say if you're 50 years old or under, you can only put $7,000 a year in it. And if you're over 50, you can do a makeup payment and you can put in $8,000 a year. But that money is going to grow tax-free. The gains grow tax-free. Okay? So now when you retire 59 and a half or older, you can pull that money out and you not have to worry about Uncle Sam. Now put in the right index. I can tell you, if you were to put, hypothetically, y'all don't come after me, $500 a month. You can put in more, you can put in less. I just had to show you an example. Hypothetically, you put in $500 a month. I know the least amount of money that you're going to have if I put you in the right index is going to be around $1.3, $1.4 million that's completely tax-free. Now, do y'all remember when we were talking about the 401k? $1 million don't leave you $1 million, leaves you $600,000. This you get to take your cool million home. You don't have any taxes. Enjoy yourself. Okay, so there's a big difference between tax-free and tax-deferred. Now,
Good to know.
I am going to tell you about one of the accounts that I think should be screamed at the rooftops. I am a full-service broker, so I have no loyalties. I do everything from major medical, dental, vision, all forms of life insurance, retirement planning. I do Medicare supplements, long-term care, short-term disability. It doesn't matter what your problem is. You come to me, I have a solution. Okay, I don't sell anything. I fix your problem, right? But this is one of the things that has been under-taught, and it's been under-taught for a reason. It is not promoted by Wall Street because Wall Street doesn't make a single dollar, okay? And even though I do everything, I promote this for sure because it wasn't taught in school, and had my father had this, I would have been set for life, my father's service would have been paid for, and the generations beyond would also be set for life. Cash value life insurance. Everybody looks at life insurance and goes, oh my God, I don't need it. Oh, I got it through work. Well, did y'all realize if you have a life insurance policy through your employer, the minute that you are fired, laid off, or you quit, it's gone. Now you're older, you may not qualify for insurance, for one. And most of the time it's term, which means that it has no cash value, okay? Has anybody heard of infinite banking or BYOB, be your own bank? Has anybody heard of that?
No.
Exactly, it's not promoted. So this type of policy here allows you to become your own bank. The money grows completely tax-free. It's liquid. It's accessible. It's just like your savings account. You put money in, and as long as it has grown cash accumulation, guess what? You can pull that money out, lend it to yourself completely tax-free. It grows uninterrupted compound interest. It's never stopped growing. It's constantly growing. Now, this can be done the right way, and this can be done the wrong way. The wrong way, with certain agents that are broke trying to keep the lights on, they're going to sell you nothing but a life insurance policy. You take somebody like my organization, we know that life insurance might be important to you, but more importantly, you want liquid, accessible money that is growing, that you can use tomorrow. You want to take your wife on that dream vacation. You want to send your kids to college. You want to start your own business. The money is there because the company, if you use the right ones, does not care if you get your life insurance money while you're living or deceased, but there is always going to be money left to your loved ones. They will not let you zero out the policy completely. It also comes with living benefits. Anybody in this room got friends, family, and neighbors that's ever had cancer? Raise your hand. Anybody in this room got friends, family, never ever had a heart attack or a stroke? Raise your hand. This policy also pays out a lump sum if any of those things happen, and I don't tell you how much to put in this. If you say, Angie, I can do $100 a month, that's what we start with. And we allow you to make changes. If you made a little extra money, you want to chunk it in there, okay, cool. You might say, hey, I'm playing catch up. I want to drop $500 in this. I want to drop $5,000. This is tailor-made to every single individual because remember, I don't care about the life insurance, but any money that is not used that built cash accumulation will be left to your loved ones completely tax-free. It also has a tax-free death benefit. It has living benefits, and it has long-term care. So now you've got literally 8 different coverage types on one policy, and you told me how much you want to put in it. Now, who are people that have actually used this? Ray Kroc. He purchased McDonald's with his policy. Infinite banking. Walt Disney. He had already built his first location. He wanted to build a second one, but the first one wasn't even making money yet. So what did they do? They denied him. They're like, we're not lending you any money. You haven't showed us what you can do with the first one. Why would we lend you more money? He took his money out of his infinite banking. Now, J.C. Penney did not want to lay off or fire his employees during the Great Depression. He wanted to keep the business running. He knew that if he could hang in there and just keep his people employed, that one, they wouldn't starve to death, but two, that the company would keep thriving. They just had to get through that era. So he took his money out, and do you know he kept his employees? He used it to keep his business running. Now, we're talking about transfer. Remember, I will honestly say, I am the oldest female of 6 siblings. And I broke the generational curse in my family. I will make sure there will never be a GoFundMe ever thrown up for my family again. There will never be another family member that has to go to the bank and borrow money to lay somebody to rest. Okay? I know that my family is going to be taken care of, not in just my generation, but every generation behind me. Do you know your great, 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 great grandfather's name? You want to know why? Didn't make an impression on anybody's life. My presence, what I'm doing right now, is changing everything in every generation behind me. So I don't do this for my children or my grandchildren. I am doing this for generations to come because I have taken this one step further and I have put my money in a trust. So now every dollar that's inside my infinite banking policy will transfer to the next generation. To the next generation. You know what the next generation does? They take that money and they go buy another policy. And it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I wish I could show you this. I have an infinite banking policy on all 4 of my adult children. I also have 4 grandchildren. Them babies are from 3 all the way down to 1. I got 2 1-year-olds, 1 2-year-old, and 1 3-year-old. I am using their policies. Okay? My grandbaby's policies. We'll buy their first car. And if they don't want to go to college, so be it. Let's get a trade. Because trades actually pay more in these days and age than going to college, but that's just my opinion. Okay, don't hold me to that. Lord.
I'm with you there.
But a trade, maybe they want to start their own business. They're like, hey, Gigi, I don't want to go to college. That's cool. That's one of my son. My son went to college 1 semester and said, this ain't for me. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? I want to be an electrician. Fabulous. said and done, man is happy, right? Where you take my older daughters, they wanted to go to college. We're spending $50,000, $60,000 a year to send them to college. That's what they wish to do. But whatever the case may be, I want to make sure that those grandchildren have the option to get the first step up in life, okay? That's all I want to do. I just want to help them get a little bit better than the way I was left. Now, Lisa Marie Presley, she left her children $35 million that the IRS couldn't touch. Hello. 35 million. You know, they were sweating. They were like, really wish I had a little chunk of that money. Remember, if you had $1 million, they're taking 400,000. Just think what they got in the 35 million. But this is because they did the infinite banking, obviously. Now, this is going to take it one step further because remember, everybody's at a different age. Everyone in this room is at a different starting point of their life. Is there anybody that's preparing for retirement in here?
Every day I go to work.
Okay, so now you're getting to retirement, right? And when you get to, well, first of all, did any of y'all transfer from another job here?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a retirement account with your previous employer? Did you leave it there because you didn't know what the heck to do with it? Okay, so some of y'all that said yes, it's your money. And left in the stock market, just flopping around and left with your previous employer, you're not putting money in it. Your employer's definitely not putting money in it because you left them. And it's losing money because it has market volatility and it also has, you know, of course it's very unstable right now. We don't know what the market's going to do. But then we've got service charges and fees that come out of your retirement accounts. So if you did not move that to your new employer, there is an option to move it completely out of the stock market and stop all the risk. So you can put it in a fixed index annuity. There are some annuities that have terrible reps. There are some out there that have terrible fees, but if you have somebody that's honest and transparent, and let's remember, if you ever go watch any of my videos, you will see that I'm a real straight shooter. I'm not going to come cuddle you. I'm not going to tell you about rainbows and sunshines. I'm going to give it to you straight. That's just my personality. If you put this money in the right place, it will grow for you with no risk, guaranteed growth. You can put it in these accounts. So the red line is the stock market. What in the world we got in the middle of this? Hello, get out of there. Well, there it's back. Stop toying with my emotions here. So the red line is the stock market. And this is actual numbers, by the way. Is there anybody in this room that lost money in 2002 or 2008? 2020 lost money too? 2008 lost so much money that it took you at least 7 years probably to recover what you lost. I mean, it was catastrophic. And these are actual numbers, so this is coming from a true client right here. The red line is the stock market. If you look at the green line is your fixed account. The green line never lost a single penny during the market loss, during the stock market drop. If you have an old 401k plan, the IRS will allow you to legally move the money. Don't cash it out, don't put it in your pocket. You're going to get hit with taxes. But you can move it, okay? And now you can control it. So the money is going to constantly grow, but no market loss or volatility. If you're 59 and a half years or older, I don't care if you're still working or not, you can do the exact same thing. 59 and a half or older, you can do the exact same thing. You can move the money at the stock market. It don't matter if you're going to retire tomorrow and you're like, hey, I'm going to need to start using that money. Great, let's get it at the stock market where it's safe. I didn't say it was going to stop growing. I have some right now that have fixed rates as much as 8%. Your 401k, historically, will only make 5 to 8% annually. You heard me right. Y'all can Google anything I told you today. 5 to 8% is about the most that you're going to make on your 401k plan. And I can guarantee 8% on some of these with no market loss, no market risk, no volatility, and comfort knowing that you can pull that money out anytime you want. This is the exact same thing with infinite banking. The green line is how your money is growing. It's never taken a loss. It's never taken a beating. So all I'm doing is telling you that you need all of these eventually. You're not going to have all of these at one time. That would be crazy. You got to pay your light bill, your phone bill. You got to take care of your children. But all of these accounts are going to help you in the long run. Now, let's say that you did all of this, right? Let's say that you did all this. And then you're like, Angie, what else do I do? There are always other options. But all we do is we teach you the difference between taxes and whether it's liquid and accessible. That's it. So let's say now you're maxing out your Roth IRA, okay? That's number one, gross tax-free retirement account. You're contributing to your 401k plan. We're getting that free dough. We're not letting the free money sit. You also have thought about whether you have permanent life insurance. Is it building cash value? Okay. What do you have that's liquid? What do you have that's accessible? What is going to pay you if you got sick or you got hurt? These are things that we need to know first. So the first thing you need to do is get you a high yield savings account and start putting your extra money there. You're going to contribute to your 401k plan. We're going to open up a Roth IRA. We're going to know that we have to have life insurance of some kind. I don't care if it isn't nothing but cheap term. I can sell you $1 million term policy right now for the less than you're paying for Netflix. I promise you. You got to have something to leave to your loved ones. But if I've got to buy life insurance, why not buy life insurance that's going to pay me while I'm alive and leave that money to my family when I pass? Okay. But then what are we going to do? I am huge on property. Okay? I don't care what kind. They're not making any more land. What's here is here. Okay? So I am purchasing every piece of land and house. Like, I like passive income. Love passive income. I got vacation rentals. Okay? I'm in 3 companies. One of them, of course, we do vacation rentals. Because why? Man, I don't care if you don't make them the minimum wage, you're going to figure out how to go on vacation. I will tell you, you're going to prioritize what's most important to you. But also, what you're attracted to is what is attracted to you. So if you're attracted to wealth, and you put that in your mind every single day, that's what's going to flow to you, because that's what you've made a priority. So that's why I do, of course, vacation rentals. That's one of the things. But you can also do EFTs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Like, I can tell you, I'm very diversified. Very diversified. I got a teeny tiny little money and a little bit of everything. You will need 3 to 6 streams of income paying you when you retire. Now, it can be a little bit of money in every one. I tell everybody, I'm country. I'm just country bumpkin girl here. I'm like, look, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and don't put that basket on one truck. I want 1 egg in one basket on one truck, going to the right, one to the left, one in the middle. This is how you have to have your money. You have to have your money spread out a little bit. So remember, at the beginning of this, I said slow and steady, low and steady, as long as it's consistent. As long as it's consistent, you're gonna be fine. Now, you can also do gold and silver. I love gold. Okay, that's a good thing to get into right now. And you asked me about cryptocurrency. Yeah. Cryptocurrency is thriving. So I kicked myself in the ass, and I'm sorry if that offends y'all. So I could have got in on crypto when it was like 1 cent. Yeah. I had a business account, and I went and re-enrolled them every year. I went in and I did their retirement and their life insurance. And I asked the owner, I said, so are you not going to participate with the retirement plan that you're offering to your employees? Like, is that what you're telling me? He's like, well, I'm putting everything I have into Bitcoin. You should too. I laughed. I said, I don't think that's ever going to take off quite that well. He's a billionaire right now, okay? So do I think that it's going to? Yes, just make sure you're getting into cryptocurrency in a safe place. There are a lot of fake accounts out there. There are a lot of fake websites. So guys, thank y'all so much. I really do appreciate it. If I can help you, give me a